Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here again at VeChain, seeing what's going on. We looked at this one yesterday. It was absolutely looking ready to break out, pending, of course, a spot Bitcoin ETF. So all that stuff being said, we're now back up above the cloud, absolutely in pretty decent shape. We've got this interesting pattern here. I mean, this is happening a lot on other coins. So if you kind of take a quick look at our, just say, our Discord or education section, we're seeing a power of 3 breakout for most coins. Again, most of them are following Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has the same pattern here, but you basically got this, this blue accumulation phase, the red manipulation phase, and of course the green there is the expansion phase. So you can kind of see that here, fairly clear as day. Swept a lower liquidity level here, and now we are expanding. Okay, so again, all good things there in that sense. Strong likelihood of continuation just based on the fact that we broke through this most recent resistance at about 3 cents even. So this most recent guy here, we're going to pay attention to that and kind of make sure we double check that. It should be a pivot point or bouncing point. Okay, because again, you can see it had a strong rejection here, goes back down to retest, and ideally 0.3 and higher, we should be good to go. Okay, so again, that's kind of where we're at there for VeChain. So what we're going to look at here first to kind of start is the backend data. Oh, and quickly to note too, if you're new to the channel, make sure you read through my signals guide because we got a lot of new community members here, Premium Plus and Premium members. So just understand the difference between the two. They both perform way different. I send out the premium trades. Those are my swing trades. And of course, Premium Plus are day trades taken by my automated trading bot that I created that essentially just scalps the market. Okay, so really, really cool results there. Check that out. It's really awesome. If you have questions, then obviously reach out. You can message me through the website or just Discord, Telegram, or Twitter, but just wanted to make sure to cover that. Signals guide is extremely important if you're new to the channel. So taking a quick look here at the backend data for VeChain. Let's see here. So first of all, when we looked at this yesterday, there was the large accumulation at 3.5. Looks like there still is. There's even more shorts entering the market, which is weird at about 3.3. I get the whole point of shorting because everything's kind of coming down, but those are probably just more so like, I'm guessing those are educated guesses there on hoping the price goes down. From a TA standpoint, we've broken a lot of resistances, and it's really important to recognize that you got a short, you want to maybe protect your short. I wouldn't say hedge it with a long per se, but consider closing at a small loss, or you're probably still likely in profit if you're at that level. There's a lot of reasons why the price should continue higher. We'll explain that in a minute, but careful shorts, regardless of how you look at it, there's more shorts that are higher liquidation potential than the longs right now, based on where the price action's at. Okay, again, standard, the power 3, the 1, 2, 3 phase, we're seeing that here with this coin. Quickly to note though, I do want to recognize this here as well on the 12-hour, see where we're at. We do have a lot of longs here at about 2.7, but heavy concentration at 3.25. So 3.25 is that heavy concentration. So just quickly note that. Where is 3.25? Right here. This is roughly 3.25. Okay, so the price doesn't need to move too much further to liquidate those folks. So again, just be careful taking a short right now. I would say careful be taking a long too, honestly. We don't have full confirmation either direction. Like we took a long with Solana a moment ago, and it was a little premature, but there's a great chance that a lot of the things that we're looking at have more likelihood to continue and or break out. So again, watch my video on that if you're curious, but this coin is probably in a very similar circumstance. Let's just double check that here. So taking a look at Ichimoku Cloud, we're going to look at that later. Hold on a second. Let's double check the moving averages first. And we can recognize that the 50-day SMA is holding quite strong. Okay, it's really the normal way it should work. The 50-day SMA is supposed to be one of the stronger moving averages. I like the 20 as kind of a trendsetter. It runs concurrent with a lot of trends, but now that we broke that trend, to the downside, we can presume that'll be a resistance level for us eventually. So 3.4 could be one of those resistance levels. Coincidentally, 0.618 fib. It makes sense, but we're not there yet. But just know 20-day SMA could work against us later. MACD is still diverging, but we're losing that momentum on the oscillators. We can see a stochastic RSI convergence. That's always a very, very good sign. Once again, I've taught this before. It's not the first, it's the second stochastic RSI convergence that's the most impactful. Okay, so again, the reason why is because the first one's typically a false positive, letting you know that, hey, we're coming back down to test some supports. If it doesn't bounce, price continues lower. Then when you hit this overextended phase, the secondary is typically quite strong. We're below 50 on the R side, not fantastic, so there's no other way around it here. The daily time frame has a lot of conflicting bullish and bearish qualities. Okay, but to me, the stronger one, stochastic RSI, kind of being like a precursor to the MACD, it's helpful to recognize that that is probably a little bit more impactful here. So I think we're like 60-40 split on bullish versus bearish on the daily. Take a look at the 4-hour here. We can see, look at how awesome this is. This little resistance level here at about 3 cents even is essentially the new support. See, it comes up there, breaks it, and is likely consolidating here for the next leg up. Okay, so it's a strong probability we'll see the price pivot off of that 3 cent mark if it hasn't yet already. Again, with smaller time frames, we'll identify that, but if we look at the 4-hour RSI, we are close to getting above. In other words, we're testing that level of resistance on the RSI that is very well likely that 3 cent margin. And if we kind of take a look here at this being right at 50, while the candlestick hasn't closed yet, we got 30 minutes left. If we can close where we're at or above, we'd get confirmation that that is a bullish sign. Furthermore, too, MACD is converging for the last 12 hours. Big surprise. most coins are converging at this point right now. Okay, so take a look at what stochastic RSI is massively ranking up there. We got a bullish engulfing candle here, and tons of different just reasons why the price action should continue higher. The only thing we got to recognize too is we got some moving averages coming into play here. So the 50 and the 200, these are both common rejection levels. You could even consider that to be a death cross, as some people like to say. So just note, when that occurs, it just implies that those are resistance levels and the price gravitates typically towards that. It doesn't always have to just break down and reject. It can absolutely bounce and continue higher. Okay, so just keep in mind that will probably be an initial rejection level there. And we can already see this here on this 0.382 fib level, 3.15. That's going to be a resistance, and it's already getting tested. Okay, so we'll see how that closes. I would like to see a closure at about 3.15, 3.2 or higher today to get confirmation. But if we look at the hourly, we probably have some other confirmations here. I'm speculating just based on the natural movement here. Because when we looked at this yesterday, you could see that the price action was wanting to retest this level, which it didn't. And now it's ramped up here to hit this. So take a look at how this pattern is. This is an interesting pattern, but very common in trading. See, the price comes up here, rejects 2 or 3 hours in a row, comes back down, pivots off the most recent low, and again continues higher. So ultimately, now that we've broken through this level here, if the price does pull back, 3 cents even would be a good bouncing point. But with us being up above the cloud, lagging span free and clear, and the conversion line above the baseline, there's a lot of reasons why taking a trade right now seems more feasible than not taking a trade. Okay. In other words, I forgot to specify, a long position seems more viable than a short, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. Again, just be careful if you're shorting right now. I know Bitcoin being right at 45,000 doesn't mean like it's just going to explode and take off. It could very well pull right back with all this weird spot ETF stuff. All the more reason if you do take a trade, low leverage, low position sizing, please be careful with your trading and make sure you're using proper risk tolerance. Again, I teach that in my chapter 8 of my trading university. Be sure to watch that. If you're already a community member, if you're not, maybe consider that as well, because the more tools you can have in your tool belt, the better off you're going to be. The important thing though with trading is not to overcomplicate things too. So if you see every time frame I look at, we're typically only using 3 or 4 indicators. While fair value and liquidity are extremely important things to look at, that back-end data on the charts, really straightforward, keep it simple. RSI, moving averages, money flow, those are all things that are just very, very beneficial in my world, and they can be in yours too if you use them correctly. So again, check that out. Last but not least, highly recommend you use this link to register. Correction, use this link to register for Bitunix so you can be eligible for future trading competitions. We use them because they're no KYC, no VPN required exchange, and that's extremely helpful for our US and Canadian members. But furthermore, they have a nice little $1 million prize pool there for this trading competition that starts on the 15th of January. So you can register at any time, but the sooner the better, of course, you're eligible for that. And again, make sure you take advantage of that. Really nice little benefit there from Bitunix. Thank you, Bitunix, as well, for just providing some awesome resources for our community. Deeply appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.